Hey everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm back for another I Saw It in Art Journaling magazine. These are going to be a little different today, they're always different from what the original is, but anyways, what I'm saying is I'm going to do some kind of background papers, and she's done some papers like for her journal. These ones are a lot fancier than what I'm going to do, but you can see that it's like some type of spiral bound or some kind of binding that you can slip the pages in and out of. I am going to work on something more like this, and these colors probably aren't what I'm going to use, but just the idea of making some background paper with lots of marks and things. And I like these big splotches that she's done. And it looks like there's some stenciling. I might use a couple stencils. I might just do a lot of it with just random stuff. Like I have, a pill bottle, one of these tubes from a printer. This is from thread. Just whatever I feel like. This is wallpaper. So anyways, but along the same idea, and I like these a lot. And I've been wanting to do some for a while, and I just keep sort of putting it off or not doing it. So today we're going to do it, inspired by Somerset Studio. So there you go, right? So I just have some 65-pound cardstock, but you could use watercolor paper or just regular copy paper, whatever. You're just making some background pages. I might, when I'm done, depending on how they turn out, scan these and put them in my Etsy shop, but I'm not sure yet because I don't know, they may just end up being a hot mess that I don't want to put in my Etsy shop. So anyways, with that said, I'm going to be using all kinds of stuff: Posca pins, distress oxide sprays. I've got just some black acrylic, water, whatever I grab here basically is what it's going to be. So how are you guys? I hope you're doing well. I realized after I just finished my last video, and I realized that I thanked Fern for the a super thanks for her, and I forgot to say hi and hugs to everybody, so I apologize. Hi and hugs to Beth Ann, Jatsy Girl, Lisa, Katrina, and I'll go on to today's Maria, Megan, Nancy, and Cindy. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for your always kind comments. I so appreciate all of you, and welcome to new subscribers, and welcome back to those of you that have been with me for long time, short time, whatever the case may be. I really appreciate all of you. So this, you can see, is just a piece of lace that I'm kind of using as a stencil, because that'll just give me kind of a neat background. I have no idea where to put this. And yes, sorry about fan noise, but it's like 100 degrees and I am roasted and toasted. So yeah, I don't even know what I want to do here. You know how when you start, you're like, I have no idea. So that one was Salty Ocean. We'll use a little shabby shutters. And I've just got a piece of Mylar here that I'm spraying this onto. You could use glass or whatever that the inks aren't going to stick to, right? Got my pen all wet here, or my paintbrush all wet. And I'm just going to do these. Yesterday I painted with the Tim Holtz Distress Oxides, and I really like doing that. It is fun. So I'm going to just do some whatever I feel like. How's that? So what are you guys up to? Anything fun? Just trying to stay cool? I know some of you, it's very hot and humid. And oh my goodness, that whole thing in Texas. I forgot to say yesterday too. Hugs and blessings to everybody there. That whole thing is just terrifying to have a big old flood like that. We do get flash floods, but oh wow. That was something no one would expect, I feel like, in that degree, right? So this is just really a play day, with these designs. But you could definitely do you know, a journal page in like your art journal or whatever type of journal you like to do. Or you could do this like on an envelope for some ephemera. That would also be very fun. So yeah, just have fun with it. Get your stuff out, make a mess, and stay cool in your house. That's what I'm doing today. Oh, I like that when I go around more than once, huh? See, it just starts to feed on itself, so what you start out with may not be what you end with. And you don't have to be symmetrical. Of course you can. That does look very cool. But you don't have to. Need more of that. What do I do with it? Oh my goodness. Right in front of my nose. I just have so much junk. Because I've got all this paint out and, you know, I've always got a mess. That's just the way I roll. One of these days I might get organized if I have time to get organized. Who's got time for that? Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. So I didn't even say anything about the 4th. We had a lovely 4th. It was just a family 4th. Which is kind of how we do anyway. We don't have a huge lot of relatives here. Or anywhere for that matter. It's a very small family. It's kind of fun to go off the edge with some. It just gives you a more complete design. So yeah, I hope you guys had a nice 4th. If you're here in the States, if you're not, then you're probably like, well, we don't celebrate the 4th. So we had macaroni salad and bratwurst and caramelized onions and what else did I make? Oh, a big salad. Salad. Okay, I'm gonna stop with that. Do something different. Get my brush good and cleaned out here. I can wipe off my board and then I can use it for something else. I know I could still use that color, and yeah, I know, but trying to keep my area semi-clean while I do this, which is not easy for me. Let's do some black. I do have a stencil. This stencil was in my Etsy shop, but the problem is right now I can't print these because well, you know, the Glowforge has been a pain. Well, it's croaked entirely, and I can't print these on the other one. It just melts the plastic for some reason. I don't know. I am so not technologically gifted, so basically the only reason I can do all the things I do is because of my husband and my son, and if they can't figure it out, then we're out of luck. So yeah, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for my husband and my son, because, well, I might do videos, but that'd be all I'd be able to do. But my son's the one that showed me how to upload and edit and do that. And I'm still not like any kind of fabulous pro at that, but I can do some stuff. Okay. And got me set up with Procreate so I could do my artwork on there and then, you know, sell my digitals and stuff. But I am definitely not. I didn't even start using a computer. I mean, other than really minimal stuff when I worked at the school, until I was 30. So actually, no, it was much later than that. It was about probably 15 years ago. So yeah. So I feel you when you're saying, I don't know how to do that because I don't know how to use the computer. I get it. Find somebody young, like a grandchild or somebody like that, because, or a kid, because they know how. Like they're born knowing how. I don't know. But I'm not great at it either. So I understand. Yeah, I totally just went off the rails. I'm not doing anything even remotely like she did. Well, I'll try to do one more like she did. I tend to just get inspired and like, ooh, I want to, you know, make some stuff like that. And I don't really tend to think of it like, oh, she put this here and that there. That's just not how my brain works, I guess. I just go, oh, that looks cool. And then I'm off. And chances are I'll come up with something totally different. But the inspiration is a very important part of creating, I feel like. Because if you can't get yourself inspired to want to do something, then you're just going to sit there and not do anything. So that is very important. Let's do some littler bits. Here and there, everywhere. So wherever you can grab some inspiration, that is a good thing. Oh, how'd that get wet? I feel any wet on there. It's weird. Okay, I'm going to stop with that for now. Again, it may get revisited. I don't know. Oh, I must have grabbed a little wet off of the corner there. Let's see. Colors are always hard for me because I never like for backgrounds, you know? That is always a tricky thing. I'm going to use this stamp and just use my black ink. What is that? And this is just a piece of plastic from our 3D printer. And I've tried to get my husband to figure out how to print these. I just broke it. But he doesn't, he's just like, I don't know, it was just something that came off as something else. Because they are cool. But think about like your maybe onion bag, or I don't know, just look at things and think, I wonder if I could stamp that texture, you know what I mean? Because you might be able to. You can try it, and then if it doesn't work, it didn't work. Uh-oh, I just scooched that across the paper. Oh no! Have a disaster happening. And I have like corks. I want to try this little guy. See if I get that. What kind of a pattern that'll do, if any. Sometimes you think, ooh, that is cool. That's just a little spool, you know, thread spool. I like that one. That might be my new favorite. Bubble wrap is fun. So check out your spools. This one was almost empty. It only had like, you know, not even enough thread to do anything. I don't know why I hadn't thrown it away, but luckily I hadn't, because there it is. All fabulous. What else do I want to do? Some lines, maybe. Now I'm scared that I'm going to get my hand in this, so I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper for my hand to set on, which is always good advice. So I am stealing one of her ideas now. And I'm going to do lines. And of course, if you want to get a ruler out, you can do that. I'm just going to wing-a-ding it, and we'll see what happens. This up here. These Sharpies do not like the oxide ink. Just try to, you know, spray them. How about space them as even as possible, but it's obviously not going to be a perfect situation, right? I think I'm going to just do one like I haven't done abstract papers in quite a while, so I felt like I need to do some of those. They are very fun, because you can just do whatever you want. That's the awesome part with abstract. You don't have to do anything. It doesn't have to be anything in the end. It just is what it is. Yeah, those are kind of fun. I like it, I like it. What else do we want to put on there? I'm looking at hers to see what, get some ideas. Don't know, maybe some splatters is what I will do on this. Could go silver splatters. Sorry, I know these are kind of loud, but you gotta shake them a little or they don't look real great. Maybe I want the lace back. And I want to spray this yellow. See, that yellow is so orangey. That's not really what I wanted. Did I just ruin it? I think I need to stop and move on to another one. I think that's what I'll do. Still have some white space. Okay. I'm gonna put it in front of the fan. Hopefully it will get dry while we wait. Now let's see if we can do something a little bit maybe more like she did. I don't know, orange is not my color at all, so I'm probably not going to be using any orange. Could go with some neutrals. Maybe some neutrals. Maybe we'll do rust instead of, where's my black? Oh, it's there. Rust instead of orange. How does that sound? That might work. And I'm just pushing those onto the plastic right there. What is all over this? And then I can use a paintbrush or whatever I want with it. This one is Hickory Smoke. Move this. Vintage Photo. I've still got a little green there. That might be interesting. And Black Soot. And then we'll take our paintbrush. So some of that green in there. And this is I mean, it doesn't make any difference. It's a round 8 because we're just putting blobs. We're not doing anything fancy or that you need a special brush for. That's what I'm trying to say. This is as orange as I'll probably ever get. I don't know, I do use it sometimes for something, but it's just not my color. I don't know why, there's no reason, it's just not my favorite. We all have our color things, favorite or not. Why does it do that? I mean, she's using colors that I normally would not, but that, I mean, that's totally fine. I just stink it. I like neutrals so much. I might have to get this one dry before we add other things because there's a lot more water than in the last one we did. But there's not a big difference between Black Soot and Hickory Smoke when you do this. This is some Halloween paper, it looks like. Without even thinking about it. That's probably why it's smart to add other colors. But I'm just gonna go with it. If it's a fail, it's a fail. Just paper. Okay. I don't know what else I want to add to that. You know, some purple would be good, but I don't have any over here. So we'll do some aged mahogany. And I'll get this dry and I'll come back. We'll do some other stuff to it. Okay, I'm back and I just had a thought. I don't know if you guys remember, if you've watched me for a while, you might, but I used crayon in one of my 50 stack challenges. And all you do is take your heat gun. See, there's still some wet spots, but I wanted to do this while I'm using the heat gun. And I know this is annoying, so you might want to put it on mute for a second while I do this, but you need the heat to melt the crayon on the paper. So bear with me while I do this. So I'm going to use this as my blobs, my black blobs. But of course you can use paint too. This is just going to give you a different texture than paint, so it's kind of fun. This one should be an epic fail, but we're going to try it. Yeah, it's hot. And it doesn't take a ton of heat, which you can kind of see. Okay, I'm going to have to peel that. Ooh. I'm just going to make a disaster here. Probably best to just peel your crayon first. But I just wanted you to see, it's just a regular old Crayola crayon. It's not like any art crayon or anything like that. But you could probably use those too. I have no clue. This is just what I have. I like to use what I have. I'll make this a little bigger. Oh, and those red spots, I'll wait till I'm done. I know I shouldn't be doing this on my mat. I probably should have just used paint. Okay, that's enough of that. Because I'm burning my fingers. But that is a fun thing to do, even if you don't do it quite that way. I don't like that one up there. My crayon's breaking. Alright, well that was mostly just a big fat mess. But if you don't try things, you're never going to know, right? I like to do just some dots too with that black crayon. Oh my goodness. That'll be a later today project. Oh, those spots there, I just took the inside of this, dabbed 2 drops of that aged mahogany, and then just spritzed it real quick, and it all blooms out like that. Some of those distress oxides do that really well, others don't. So yeah, it's all kind of hit and miss, honestly. Some of them just do it really well, and that one does. So definitely try that. I'm gonna do a bigger one. This one might be a fail, but you know, it was fun. And that's the whole point. Yeah, I have some people that'll say, you know, I'm not an artist, or not me, they'll say that about themselves. I'm not an artist, that kind of thing. And it's like, really anybody can be an artist if you apply paint to paper or paper to paper in collage art, or you know what I'm saying, whatever the mediums are. Anybody can be an artist. It's just about putting it down on paper or whatever, canvas, fabric, whatever the thing is. This one's a little kooky. But fun. I need days like this. It just helps my brain. That one wasn't the best one. It's kind of, it's imploding or something, exploding. Oh, that was good. Should not have pushed on that on the paper. Sorry, this is a very noisy video. New use for Posca pins. Don't know if it's good for them or not, but there it is. Okay, what else do we want to do to this one? Some black stamping would probably be good. Oops. Knocking everything over. This one's probably going to have to be put under a book or something, which that is something you can do if you can't get your paper to lay flat after. And these can just be torn up and used in a collage. So even if you have one that you're like, that's not my favorite, just tear it up and use it in a collage, and it might, like, one little piece of it might be like, ooh, wow, that looks great in there, you know. So, oh, those letters on there I didn't even notice until just now. Because it's all about the texture of them. It just adds interest to your piece. So in total it might be a bleh, but okay. Let's try. I want some of this. This is Winsor Newton ink in silver. I think what I want to do, if I can, is use one of these circles from, I have one of those little, I can't remember what they're called, Fimo printers, I think they are. And the paper comes on this roll. And I have to get a brush. But yeah, it works pretty good. 4 circles, more circles. There's never enough circles. Okay, never mind, we'll just do it this way. Oopsie, see, that didn't work great, but hey, that might be another something. When those bubbles pop. Now it's not quite as Halloween-y, but it could definitely be used for Halloween. That is for sure. I just can't stay within the boundaries of what she did. I'm struggling with that today. So this is sort of a fail if you're looking for the same version of the Somerset Studio magazine. I like to just say they're the inspiration, honestly. Then you can kind of run with it. Ooh, yeah, that's cool. It has a very space or what am I trying to say? Yeah, space. I don't know. Okay, I think that's good. Yeah, I don't think it needs anything else. All right, let's get that one dry. I have no idea how long I've been doing this, but anyway, here's this one. So I tried. I used the big black blobs like she did. I just went a little crazy in another direction. You know what I could do? She has some lines. Oh, but that'll mess up my silver. Yeah, I'm not going to do that because that'll mess up my silver. So there's that one. We'll do one more, I think. I know where I put my paper now that I buried it under my magazine and everything else. Yeah, sorry I'm not using the colors she did, but I know that's not really my style, so. But I definitely like the look of the pages. And these can be used even in collage. I need some more. Maybe we'll do more with our Stabilo all pencil this time. So this is a water-soluble pencil, which means when it gets wet, it's like a watercolor pencil kind of thing. You just get gray tones, you know. I don't know why that one I put 2 lines. We'll put 2 lines right here. It doesn't really matter. It's just marks. That's what water soluble means. What do I want to do with this one? This is just some plastic that's falling apart. But like a stencil, so you could use a stencil. It didn't really go through there, did it? Oh. Probably a stencil would be better. Oh my goodness. Just blobs. Okay, this one might be just a disaster. What else do I want to do on this one? Okay, I'm going to do some circles like she did, and then she colored them in colors. So I guess, I thought I had a thinner Posca black, but I guess I don't. And I could just draw some circles with my Sharpie. We're having paint fun days here on the Crafty Cat channel. Just getting those modes sometimes where I want to paint or draw or something like that. That one singular one down there looks odd all by itself. My goodness. Glad I didn't do that on the paper this time. Now see, these are colors I don't know that I would ever use in my journals. But like I said, sometimes you're just doing a collage and it's like, I just need that one little pop of something. That's when these kind of papers are good to have around. Plus, this is a great activity for a hot day. Standing in here with my fan. Instead of sweating outside. There's another. Not that you have to use the same color all the way across, but just kind of how my brain works. We're gonna go full 80s right now. Just bringing you back. For those of you that like the more colorful than the neutrals. Oh my goodness, come on, pen. Get little bits that don't want to. I think it's the paper, like it. This is cheap paper. And it picks up the paper, you know. Because it's wet. Oh, this one I didn't do a pink one. Oh well. It'll have to be another color. Maybe that one will skip yellow. I think when the papers are too modern, it's really hard to use them in journals, unless that's the kind of journal you're doing. So I think that's why I don't tend to use a lot of these type of colors. That one. This is definitely 80s look. But even if you like aren't crazy about the overall, say, look that I'm doing, if you apply some of the ideas, just like I did from the magazine, but I'm clearly not doing what she did, you know, you'll get a different look. So what else do I want to put on that? This one's a struggle bus for me. What do I need? Where is? Hold on just a minute. Okay, I'm back. I had to go get my masking tape. I want some masking tape on here, I think. Yeah, these may not go in my shop. That's why I said may not. Scissors. Helps if your hands are clean. But what fun is that? And that's just regular old masking tape. But it's also texture. Seriously. Oh, I have to put glue on these because this masking tape is so old it won't stick to anything. I mean, you can pretend and put it on there, but chances are it's not going to stay. Because it is sad days for that masking tape. But it's great for this stuff because it doesn't matter. I can just use it up. And it doesn't make anybody sad. Otherwise, it's going in the trash can. This is Faded Jeans. See if this even works. Who knows? Even if we get a new technique, it'll be worth it. That one spreads out pretty good too. Some of them do nothing when you get them wet, like movement wise. See that right there? They don't always do that. See what I did with that mahogany color is I would put 2 dots. And then you just let it go. Oops, that one I put a little too close. Got a lot on that, didn't I? Took all the paint away from my tape. Need something else over here. I think I need one of these things. No matter how weird they are. I don't know, y'all. It's a little weird. Way outside of my norm and completely different than the magazine. I'm not following today very well. All right, let me get this dry. I'll be right back. Back, and it is pretty much dry. I think. Yep, feels pretty dry. So I've decided it needs more black. I think I need the Posca. A little bit thicker than that. I'm going to do just some of my little scribbles around. We need our pink Posca. Hello. I'm gonna get it all over my mat and none on the paper. It's the rule, right? I don't know what journal I would do that this would work in, but it's so fun. You guys should try it regardless. Just what my brain needed. Oh, you know, I forgot to say the lady that did this, didn't I? I'm telling you, I'm full Slack mode today. Oh yeah, it looks cool on that really dark blue up there. Okay. So, I think I forgot anyway. Maybe I said it. Kisma Reidling? Kisma Reidling. And she's on page 94, and this is the summer 2025. It's volume 17, issue 3. It's the newest one that they have out. So, Sleeping Beauty, Awakening Sleeping Beauty by Kisma Reidling. And this was my inspiration for making some abstract papers of my own. She was doing them more as like a journal page, but of course you could do that. Let me grab the other ones. It just got crazier by the minute. So this is probably my favorite. And then this one, I do like this. This would be super fun in like a Halloween type journal. And this one, I don't know. I like it a lot, but as far as, I don't know. But I'm sure somebody would have a journal that would work in. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed it, if nothing else, for some entertainment. And I will see you again soon. Have a great weekend. Love ya. Bye.